Hello friends and family, thank you for tuning in. Today I'm doing something different, something that I never done before, and I hope this video will be one of so many. Today I'm going to share a testimony publicly, as I promised to God. If He will do something that I was asking Him to do for me, I was going to do testimony publicly, and this is the moment God has answered my prayer, and I'm fulfilling my promise to God by making this video. My name is Neema, and today I'm sharing my testimony, as I said earlier. So I live in the United States. It's been over 11 years I've been living here now, and I came here back in 2010 with just my siblings. My parents was in Africa, in Congo, because I'm from Congo, and I came here with my younger siblings. We came here really young, so we were separated and placed in different foster families, and life was really hard. Life was really hard. So I prayed to God that He should bring my family, the rest of my family here from Congo to the United States, so we can all be reunited again and live together as one family. And that was really big wish for me. I prayed so much about it. I called God, I went to church, I fasted about it sometimes. And then in 2012, it was New Year's Eve, we were praying and everybody was telling God what they wanted God to do for them. And for me, my wish was for my family to be united with me in the United States, for my mom and my dad. And I prayed every year. I always pray, and I believe this is the year that God will answer my prayer and bring my family to the United States. But the year will just go by and nothing happened. Again, the next year I pray and I believe that God is listening and He's gonna answer my prayer this year, and it never happened. So I give up at some point, because I grew older, years keep going by and nothing was going to happen. Things was happening in our family that I didn't like, because my parents was never around. Kind of give up at some point, and I grew older. Of course, I had my child and I finished school, and I wanted to go back to Africa, where I came from, to just see my parents, because I was worried that something will happen to my parents and I might not be able to see them, or maybe something will happen to me. At some point, really, everything looked hard, and it seems like there was no way that my family was ever going to make it here to the United States. So I felt like God was not listening to my prayer, so I had to do what I had to do in my head. So my family was already left Congo and migrated to Uganda. They were living there, and I had to go to Uganda with my son also to show my family my son. I had my beautiful son, his name was Judah. So I went to Uganda in September, it's the end of September 2020, and the traveling was really hard, so much complication. I spent like 1 week. On the way to Uganda. It was so much complication that I don't want to go through, but the big thing that happened the day we arrived to Uganda, it was on October 4th, 2020, and my son passed away. The son that I went to show my family and my in-laws, he arrived, he was able to meet only my family, and Judah passed away. That was the hardest moment of my life, the most painful experience of my life, the moment that I will never forget, the day that my life transformed badly and my life changed forever. The day that I lost somebody really close to my heart. The day that I lost my son, my very firstborn, somebody who gave me so much joy in this life. And I always blame myself, because if I never go to Uganda, if I never traveled, maybe my son will be still here, and maybe I will be happier. Maybe he will be happy. But Judah never made it back to the United States. In fact, he never even slept in that country alive. He spends his rest of days in Uganda as a dead person. And the visit was supposed to be happy, joyful, but instead it was all sad, because a joy was taken away from me, of course. So I traveled to Uganda. I was pregnant for my second baby, but I didn't know until my son passed away. I started getting sick, and I was like hopeless at that point. I felt like God didn't hear me. God don't listen to all my prayers, because the reason I was in Uganda anyways is because I lost hope. I felt like God was not listening to my prayers. So I had to go to Uganda before something happened, because my dad was very sick. We always received so many scary phone calls, and at some point I worried like something would happen to my dad, or my mom was going through so much hard time. So I was worried that something bad would happen, and I didn't want to be like, I wish I traveled. So as a human with my own mind, I felt like I could take care of everything. So I traveled, and of course something happened, unexpected, something that was lasting in my head. My son died. My son died because of my impatience. I was not patient enough, and because I was so impatient, I stayed with tears, and I stay without my son now, and my life transformed in wrong direction ever since, because I'm always sad every day. I always think of my friend. I always think of who he will be right now. What will he be doing? How our life will be wonderful, amazing if Judah was here. I was not patient to wait for God's time, and that cost my son life. So this is not the reason why I'm making this video, because it's so much about my son's death. Anyways, my reason of making this video today is to say that God has done for me. God have made a way where it seemed no way, because of all that we've been going through, and God made a way. As you can hear, the song that is playing is He Made a Way. God made a way for me and my family. So after 11 years of praying every single day, of hoping that my family should be reunited, my family finally reunited on God's own time. Every year I was praying and hoping this is the year that my family will be all together in the same state. We will be eating on the same table. Like, I don't have to take a plane to visit. My family will all be in the same country. And God was like, this is not your time. So I was praying, and God was like, not yet. I prayed, and God was not yet. I lost hope, but God already had His plan. He had His own timing. I was blind. I was a human. I didn't pay attention on God's promises. But when His time came, He allowed my family, my entire family, to make it into the United States alive and well. And I'm very, very grateful to God. Even though my son is not here, I honestly feel incomplete, because I feel like, forgive me, life will never be complete, kind of, but I feel like I will be happier, I will be more fulfilled if my son was alive, because he loved my parents so much, especially my mom. He always called Tate. Tate means grandma or grandpa. In Swahili we call Tate is a grandma or grandpa. In Congo it's Swahili, in the eastern part of Congo. So Judah always called Tate over the phone whenever he's talking to my parents and to my mom. So he would be happy being here. But God knew why He had to take him away from me, and I can't question Him. I just say all the glory goes back to Him, He is the one who knew what he is doing, and I always pray, and I'm praying even right now that he should always give me strength, because it's not hard. It's not hard losing your own child at such a young age. We didn't even get to experience. I didn't get a chance to send him to bring me water to drink. We didn't have a chance to do so much. I didn't get to see him go to his kindergarten. I didn't get to see him doing so many wonderful things. But I'm grateful for the 1 year that I got to spend with him. And God, of course, took Judah and gave me another child immediately. I had my happiness just 8 months after I lost my first son. And happiness is 1 month now. She arrived 2 days after my parents also arrived in the United States. God fulfilled his promise after so many years of praying, of tears, of patiently waiting, even though at some point I became impatient, but I was still always praying and hopeful that the day will come. And the God who hears our prayers is the God of heaven. He moved mountain for us, because it was not because of our knowledge, it was not because we knew what to do, but it was because God was just that powerful. He kept his promises alive, and he made it for me and my family. He allowed my dad to make it here in the United States despite how sick he was. He allowed my mom, he allowed me to meet all my family. He allowed joy to come back in my life. Because at some points I gave up on life, I gave up on God, I gave up on everything. But seeing my family together again after so many years, seeing my daughter, I just want to say thank you, God. I'm very grateful. I want to praise his name, and I want to give him so many other testimonies. He took from me and he gave me that, and glory go back to him. So the purpose of this video is to fulfill the promise to God, which I just do right now, and to tell you, anybody who is there, who been praying to God to give them something or to bless them with something, and the time keep passing. I don't know if it's days, months, even years, and you're not seeing anything happening. Just be patient and pray to God and wait for God's time. When I was back in my country, when I was little, we went to one crusade, and one pastor was preaching, saying that when God gives you promise, he has to fulfill it no matter how long it takes. And it's always good, because if God has not fulfilled the promise that he promised you, that means he's also adding the days of your life. That means you will never die until you see the God's promise come through. So I don't know if I'm making sense. So no matter how long it takes, always stay faithful and hopeful that God will answer you one day. I wish I was patient enough. I wish I trusted God 100%. Maybe if I did, maybe my son wouldn't be dead right now. Maybe if I just waited, my son wouldn't be dead, because my parents' arrival to the United States was really much surprised, very much unexpected. It just happened, really. That's all I can say. We did so much tried to bring them here. We tried different things. It didn't happen, but God did it. When we all give up, we didn't have any hope anymore. So when my daughter's laying down there, if you hear the noise, God did it. So I pray that God will answer for you whatever that you're asking him to do for you today. Be patient, stay prayerful, and keep your trust in him, and ask him to give you patience. Pray to God to give you patience, because he does give. And if you also got impatient and you found yourself you hurt yourself with the process of you being impatient, I pray that God will comfort you and give you strength, as he has keep comforting me every day and giving me strength despite the loss of my son, despite Judah being no more with me. But despite Judah being dead, I'm finding myself waking up every morning, sometimes really sad, sometimes with so much joy on my face, in my heart, and it's all because God is doing His own wonders. So I pray that God will do one in your life. God is rewriting my story right now, and I pray that He will rewrite a story to anybody. I pray that for those who are separated like we were, that God also reunites your family just like He has reunited all of us. And I pray that God will answer all everybody's prayer. My name is Dorcas Neema. Thank you so much for listening for my testimony. I hope it's blessed somebody over there. I hope it gives somebody hope. God answered my prayer after 11 years of praying. After 11 years of so much tears, of so much fight, and so much emotion breakdown, but God was faithful. He took His time, and here I am today to testify. So I hope this video encouraged somebody over there. Thank you for watching until the end, and may God bless you all. May God give you all peace. May God protect you all over there, and I pray that I will have a more testimony. Please keep me and my family in your prayer, because I always need prayer. And take care. Love you all. Bye.